Name, education and profession.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. This is Mansoor Soomro. Education, I'm an MBA from CBM and Masters in Economics from Karachi University. Profession, I'm a finance professional working with Siemens, and I'm also a visiting faculty member for Institute of Business Management.
Tell us something about your personal life.
My personal life revolves around my family and friends. My family, my mother, she is dearest to me on this planet. She is my first love. My father, who has demonstrated me through his actions that obstacles of life can be dealt with. My siblings, I have two bravo brothers and two cuddly cute sisters.
How was school life to you? Were you a brilliant student?
School life was pretty fun, but I was relatively a bad student. Bad as in that I was careless, a bit careless, and my mom used to say that तुम ऐसी गाड़ी हो जिसको जब धक्का दे तो फिर ही चलेगी. Basically she meant to say that I'm a car that when needs a push and does not have an engine and always needs a push in order to move forward. But later on she worked a lot on me in order to make me study and stuff like that. But then there was a paradigm shift in me. It was 180-degree shift, as I call. It was in grade 6 that I came to Pakistan and my family stayed back in Saudi Arabia. And thereon, having lived alone, it changed a lot of things, including my habits, my study, the way I look at things. It got a 180-degree shift. And the magnitude of this change was that all of a sudden, an individual who was mediocre in academics becomes a top performer. So, and then the mom used to quote the same metaphor of a car and saying that तुम ऐसी गाड़ी हो जिसमें accelerator का pedal है लेकिन brake का pedal नहीं. So that was how the school life went about.
3 words that describe you.
As in 3 words are enough to describe me. But if I say to describe me 3 words, the first word would be that I'm a bit meticulous. I'm too much into the intricacies and possibly the reason why some people hate me. The second word that could describe me is that I'm creative. I don't go with the usual way of doing things. I'm always on the lookout for the other side of the story. And the third word to describe me could be that I'm a confessor. I readily accept mistakes, possibly because I work on the lines that accept your mistake before someone exaggerates them.
When did you start your professional life, your experience?
It was in 2008 that I joined Siemens and as an intern, and today I'm a board member. So from intern to a board member in 3 years is super cool, mashallah. And in fact I received 6 promotions in 3 years, which is a career progression record locally at Siemens Pakistan. And today I'm also one of the youngest functional heads at Siemens Pakistan. It started off that I was given the reporting and controlling responsibilities for Karachi, and later on it transformed into Lahore and Islamabad in a couple of months of my joining, and then to surrounding areas like Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan. And today I'm responsible for the reporting and controlling activities for the whole Middle East cluster, which involves 16 countries, including Saudi Arabia and UAE. And the point worth considering is that all that in the time of recession, because as we've seen in the last couple of years that maybe the growth was not significant, but it has been very well, the professional experience.
What have you achieved in life so far?
Talking about my achievements and my passions, in fact. I'm a trainer. I speak at different conferences and workshops and forums. I'm a public speaker. I get invited by different universities to speak on their campuses. I'm a consultant. I contribute to business talks. I'm a columnist. I write for the Daily Dawn newspaper in addition to a few other magazines. Talking about awards, I have I was selected as one of the 30 global young leaders by the World Bank. This was in 2010, and thereon I was invited to Brussels to speak at the Global Youth Forum, and I was the only one from Asia to participate in that forum. In addition to that, there was this business plan competition at Siemens, which was across 190 countries, and I won award for contributing one of the best ideas.
How does it feel to be a young board member?
All right, it certainly feels great. In 2011, I was selected as one of the 8 board members for Siemens Middle East INC Managing Board. It's a functional cross-country managing board, and this in fact makes me one of the youngest board members at any of the multinationals operating in Pakistan. I still remember the time that when I went to Dubai for my first board meeting. It was early morning, 9 a.m. as I stepped in the boardroom, and there were 7 board members sitting, and here I was the 8th board member, who was hardly in the late 20s, and other members were like in the late 40s and 50s. The 8th board member was young. He did not have gray hair, he did not have a big belly, and he was not even married as yet. So it was a different kind of feeling. And another reason to be proud of was that I was the only Pakistani board member to be on the international managing board of a MNC. So it was a great feeling. But in addition to that, in addition to this cherishing factor, there's another side to it, which is responsibility. Today I'm responsible for a budget of around euro 22 billion. This is a huge responsibility. For instance, if there's something that goes wrong because of certain action or decision that I've taken, I'm more prone to blame as being a young professional. So immediately seniors might say that, see, we told you, he's young, he's a bit premature for this position, or a bit less experienced. So I have to prove and reprove myself. So I have it's like having 2 challenges at the same time. The one challenge is to be on that position, and the second challenge is to be young on that position. So that's how it has been.
What are the challenges that you have faced in the corporate life?
The biggest challenge is that I have subordinates who are senior to me in terms of age and experience. So it's a very tricky position. So because you have to criticize and you have to respect individuals at the same time, especially when they are elder than you. So that is a tricky position, the challenge.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
10 years is maybe way too far. I set my strategic outlook to maybe 5 years. And talking about 5 years, I see myself at a very strategic position at one of the leading corporations.
Your message for the youth?
Yes, I'm waiting for the day when we will have young people at senior positions in business in Pakistan, and that is very much doable. I believe that age is not the barometer to success. You cannot look at the age of an individual and say that he or she must be this successful, or he or she must have this stature. So in short, the message that I want to give to all companies and organizations in Pakistan is that start taking young managers seriously. Thank you.